guys, welcome back to a new video. Last weekend was literally just the Olympia, the Classic Physique Olympia, which I'm actually going to talk about in this video. So I'm literally just going to do an overview or review of my opinion and my thoughts of the Classic Physique Olympia. And you can see I've actually got my Olympia hoodie on right now as well, just supporting the Olympia. So I'm going to go over the Classic Physique Olympia. So the results of I'll say the first 3 or 4. So, first place was Chris Bumstead, who I actually thought was going to win anyway. Second place was actually Terrence Ruffin, or Rough Diesel on Instagram, who was a bit of a shock. I thought he was going to come top 3, but I didn't know he was going to come second, which is really good. And third one was Breon Ansley, who's won it twice already as well. And fourth, I think it was Alex Campanero, I think his name. And then fifth, I can't remember his name actually, but he's a really tall black guy. I can't remember his name now actually. But first one I'm going to go on, I'm going to talk about Terrence Ruffin. About him, first of all, I think he did very, very well. And his conditioning was really on point this year. His conditioning usually is on point anyway, but he's had really good condition, really dry, really lean. You can see he didn't really have any really water over his body at all, so he looked good, and he's got such a classic look, very good proportions as well. He's got quite a wider shoulders, and they actually go down in the way basically his lats go into his waist when he does poses. It just flows so well, and then goes out to his legs also. And the thing about him is his posing. His posing is absolutely incredible. In my opinion, I think he's the best poser in the entire IFBB in all divisions, he's just very, very good poser, very artistic. Way he does pose is that when he does his posing to music, when he does his own individual routine, the music he chooses certain songs that he goes actually to the beat. So he actually does a dance, and whenever it goes to, say, the beat drops or it goes into a certain beat, he actually goes into pose at that time as well. So it goes in time with the music, which I think is absolutely incredible. It personally reminds me of a lot, posing wise, is Lida Brada. Especially if you want to see actually Lida Brada do his posing. One of his best shows actually was 1988 Mr. Olympia. It was absolutely incredible there as well. So it reminds me of him a lot. So yeah, Terrence Ruffin, absolutely incredible physique. He actually ended up coming in second. In the first actually prejudging, I think he was actually in third, because I know top 3 was him, Terrence, Chris Bumstead and Breon Ansley. But in the end, I think he was third, I think, in the prejudge, and then he got better in the finals. I think as he posed, he gets harder and looks drier and everything. And his posing, you see his official posing routine, I think helped him as well. And his good stage presence helped him climb up to become second in the end. So I'll talk about third. So third place was Breon Ansley. Breon Ansley, as I said, 2-time Classic Physique Olympia champion already. So he was 2017 and 2018 champion. And he was, again, very good, very on point. Is very, very lean, shredded. To be fair, he was actually shredded, completely lean for like 3 weeks, maybe even 4 weeks out from the competition as well. Because if you see videos YouTube videos of his and him on Instagram, he was already very lean beforehand. But he ended up coming third. And the thing about him, he's got a very good physique, very well balanced. So he hasn't really got any muscle group that really stands out, that either looks really, really good or really bad, in a sense. So he's very balanced, very good proportions. Obviously his arms are very good, his biceps got very, very good bicep peaks. But as well, he just does look very balanced. But a lot of people, the reason I probably don't think he won, or maybe even come top 2, is personally, my opinion, I don't actually like his posing that much. The way he poses, he is a decent, good poser. But it's the way he does it. I don't know. He doesn't look like he. I don't know. It's kind of hard to describe really. But personally, I'm not really a big fan of his type of posing. When he did his individual routine, and to be fair, when he goes, let's say, when it was a top 3, or when he was doing the first call outs, him and Chris Bumstead, he was trying to get close to Chris Bumstead quite a lot for some reason. I don't know why. He seemed like Chris Bumstead was doing this pose, and he was like. Breon Ansley was trying to edge towards him. So one time they were doing, I think, a back double bicep, and they had their arms up like that, and they were basically crossing over each other, arms crossing over each other. So Breon Ansley was trying to get his arm behind Chris's, so the judges could see him more. Then he was going back and forth. So it did seem like a bit of conflict. I don't know why he was doing that, trying to get so close to him. Maybe he's trying to be better to compare the physiques, but they need to leave each other more space so they don't end up having like arguments or basically confrontation like that as well. But yeah, he has got a very good physique, but I think it's more really, which other people have said, more of a bodybuilder, open bodybuilder, or if he gained a lot more muscle, maybe 212 possibly. But that's just my opinion anyway. Alright, so first place was Chris Bumstead. And Chris Bumstead, absolute incredible physique. And one thing I want to say about him is that his back improvement was absolutely insane. Yeah, it was absolutely insane, like improvement in just in 1 year or just over a year. Because before last year he only won it, Chris Bumstead, but his back wasn't that great at all. Actually, it was a very very weak point for him. But now he did it this time, and it's so much better. Like you see, the lower lats, the erectors at the bottom, so much thicker as well, and even the lats are a bit wider and just a lot more detail in the back. I think it might be partly the posing as well, because when he did it before, the back double bicep, it was like that, but pretty upright. And if this year it seemed like he was leaning backwards a bit more, which can be a bit better because you lean backwards more, your upper back comes basically towards the judges a little bit more, and the lower body is not quite as close to the judges, so it makes it look like you got a better, basically better lateral sweep as well. And I think it was just posing was helped a lot by Ian, obviously his coach, Ian Vayer, who as well does the open bodybuilding. But yeah, so I think that helped a hell of a lot when Ian helped with his posing a lot, and I think he seems like a very good coach, to be fair. But yeah, Chris Bumstead is a very good physique. He's quite tall. He's about 6'1", I think, or 6 foot, 6'1", or something like that. Terrence Ruffin is about 5'5", 5'6", I think, and Breon Ansley about 5'7", I think as well. But yeah, Chris Bumstead's physique was absolutely incredible. Such a good flow to his physique. His arms do look a bit bigger when he was on stage, but not massively bigger, just a little bit, to be fair. But to be fair, it was enough to win the competition, so congrats to him. I think he did very well. I'll talk about a couple of other classic physique guys as well. So you've also got Logan Franklin, who actually ended up coming in, I think, where was it? I think it was about 8th actually, or 9th. I'm not too sure, I need to double check on that. But yeah, he actually looked very good, and obviously he's got very good posing as well. But the thing about him, especially with his upper body, he just needs to gain that extra size, because a year or two ago he was doing men's physique, and obviously they're quite a bit smaller, so he needs to actually still takes him maybe a couple of years to put on a bit more size on the upper body, especially like the other guys like Chris Bumstead and Breon are getting even bigger. He needs to definitely, Logan Franklin definitely needs to get bigger himself. But yeah, so he actually looked really good. He wasn't quite as conditioned as I saw, let's say, on the Instagram or YouTube videos. On the Instagram or YouTube, he did look really good, like dry and like paper thin skin, it looked like. But it seemed, I don't know if he peaked too early or maybe he carb loaded too much, so he looked a bit watery on stage. But he didn't look quite as crisp as he did before, like even just a few days before the comp. But again, very good physique and very good posing. He takes a lot of care to his posing as well, so that's a very good important thing for classic physique. One last guy I will talk about actually is Wesley Stephens, who I think did quite well. I think he came in 10th or 11th, that might have been. Again, I'm not 100% sure on that. Again, he looked good. His physique is very different to many people. It looks very blocky, which I think a lot of people have said before. So basically, it looks like his upper body with his lats looks quite rectangular looking or square looking. So his lats, for example, don't just sweep into the waist. They kind of go in like that and down sort of thing, which is, for me, I just personally think it doesn't look as good like that. For example, like Arnold back in the day, his lats, they go down into the waist basically, and have that very good smooth looking and not so just blocky like that basically. And Wesley Stephens, his legs did build up a little bit more, but I think he does need to build up his legs even more, to be fair. His condition was very good, I'd say. Very good condition. Can't complain with that. I think the reason I didn't really place him higher maybe is because I don't think it's really anything you can change much, to be honest, personally. I think it just seems like it's just the way his physique is built. Like, he's just very blocky looking, and maybe they don't want to go into that look. But I don't know, maybe he could improve in certain things. I know he's trying to improve in his back and his off season, which he did do. His back was much better as well. And his legs obviously was trying to improve, which they did improve a little bit, but not as much as I thought they would. Especially if his legs are compared to like Chris Bumstead, who's got absolutely massive legs and absolute shredded as well, or Breon Ansley, who's got decent sized legs as well. So you need to build that up, I think. But yeah, I'd say that's my Olympia predictions anyway for the Classic Physique Olympia. I did watch the open bodybuilding a bit as well. I actually watched it all live, and so I was actually watching Fuhad Abiyad, his podcast as well at the same time with two other guys, with James Hollinstead and another guy, I can't remember his name. So I was actually kind of watching their commentary of it and watching the video at the same time of the Olympia. But I did watch a bit of the open bodybuilding. I probably won't talk about that in this video, or maybe talk about it at all. I'm not sure. If you want me to talk about it in another video, or do like another review of the open, just put a comment in the comment sections below, and I possibly could do it. But personally, I don't really follow open bodybuilding as much as classic, and I don't know much about it really. Well, I know much about it. I know the athletes and everything, but I don't really aspire myself to look like that, as if like I would like for classic physique, for example. But yeah. Alright, well, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you want to see more things in the future, let me know. Put a comment in the comment section below, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.